Hey Yoga fam, Jessie here to offer a little Vinyasa flow today. So I'm not going to cue too much of how to do everything. I'll do a little alignment, but mostly this flow is for you to follow along with, refer back to, just to get 20-ish minutes of movement into your day. And feel free to combine it with other videos that I've made. So with the restorative video, with the guided meditation, with the gentle stretching, and hopefully you'll be able to kind of piece together what you need. Let me know if you have any questions. So to start, we'll come into an easy standing shape, Tadasana, mountain pose. Your feet can be about a hip's distance apart, or maybe it feels more grounding to have your feet wider apart this morning, or this afternoon, or evening. I don't know when you're doing this video. Go ahead, reach your arms up into the air. Take a big deep breath in, and then exhale, arms down at your side. And a couple more, just like that. Deep breath in, and then big breath, all the way out. One more, deep breath in. And this time, as you breathe out, fold forward, bring your hands to the mat, and step back to downward facing dog. So, hips in the air, hands and feet on the floor. Feel free to pedal out the knees or shift your shoulders and hips around. If you want, you could lift one leg up at a time and stretch your legs back behind you. And then come back through center and shift forward to plank. Bring your shoulders over the wrists, hips in line with your shoulders, knees up or down. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, lift back, down dog. Inhale, come on forward to plank. Again, don't let your hips hang low or be up too high. Nice and even, long, strong spine, and then lift back, down dog. Last time, inhale, come forward to plank. And this time with your knees up or down, bend your elbows, lower your chest down. Release the tops of your feet, press into the fronts of the legs, roll your shoulders behind your chest, hug your elbows in, chin stays tucked, lift the head and shoulders, and then exhale, forward fold, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Check in with your breath. Check in with where your hands are pressing into the mat. Try to have more weight in your fingers and in the knuckles where your palms meet your fingers than in the wrists. Come on forward to plank. Lower to your belly. Release your feet. Roll your shoulders up. Cobra. And then exhale, release. Tuck your toes. Press all the way up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. A couple of big breaths. Lift your left leg up into the air. Stretch your foot away from your fingers. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, shift forward to plank. Draw your knee into your nose. Haul your front foot forward. And then lower your back knee to the ground for Anjaneyasana. Hands can be on your hips, in front of the heart, or overhead. Take a few breaths here. See if you can lift up through your pelvis and roll your shoulders a little bit further back. One more big deep breath. Exhale, hands down around the front leg. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then shift your hips back behind you for a pyramid pose. In this pyramid pose, you might want to grab your blocks or the edge of the plant or a chair, depending on what props you have available at home. But see if you can keep your stance long. Don't worry about straightening the front leg or letting the back heel come to the floor. Maybe you can take up a little more space in this long, awkward pyramid. One more deep breath. Exhale, rebend your front knee. Step your back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold back down. One more time, just like that. Extend your spine long, shoulders together, core engages, and then exhale, press into your feet, fold back down. Press into both legs, stand all the way up, arms reach for the ceiling, and exhale your hands down alongside your body in Tadasana. Just take a few breaths here. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold forward, come all the way back down. Inhale to lift halfway. And exhale, release. Bring your hands to the mat. Step back to the top of a plank. And either lift back to down dog or lower to your belly for a back bend. We'll meet up back in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big breath. All the way out. Inhale your left leg up. Stretch your foot away from your fingers. Get strong in the core and come forward. Three-legged plank. Draw your knee into your nose. Haul your left foot forward. Back knee lowers, Anjaneyasana. Arms lift up. Chest and shoulders lean back. One more deep full breath. And then exhale. Hands come down around the front leg. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. And then try to keep everything where it is. As you reach your hips up, try to square your chest, the front of your hips forward towards the front of the mat. And as you're ready, if you want, fold over your front leg. Keep reaching your front outer hip back behind you. Try to even out through your hips. Lengthen through your side bodies. One more big deep breath. And then exhale, rebend your front knee. Step your back foot forward and forward fold. Take a few breaths in your forward fold, maybe shaking things out, moving the feet wider, letting your head and shoulders do whatever they want. And then bring your feet back about a hip's distance apart. You can measure hips distance by about 2 soft fists between your feet. Bend your knees, sit your hips back, adjust your panties. Utkatasana, chair pose. So in chair pose, your hands can be wherever you want. See if you can get a long spine even as you sit a little bit deeper. That's it. Deep breath. Press into your feet. Reach up through the top of your head. One more deep full inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift and extend. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, take your vinyasa. Give yourself a few rounds of breath in downward facing dog, or if you want to sit back on your heels or come into child's pose, we'll just give ourselves a few rounds of breath. We'll meet up back in downward facing dog. When you get there, lift your right leg. Stretch your foot back behind you. Draw your knee into your nose this time. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. Haul your right foot forward. And come on up into either crescent lunge or warrior one. You decide. Take a deep full breath all the way in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, move through your vinyasa. So take whatever connects you to you. It might be a yoga push-up and a back bend. It might be cat and cow or getting some water. It could just be down dog. From here, lift your left leg up. Take a deep breath in. Draw your knee into your nose. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. Step your left foot forward and come all the way up. Crescent lunge or warrior one. Take another deep full breath. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Step back. Take your vinyasa. We'll meet up in down dog. And in down dog, give yourself a little space, whether that's like in the knees or in the neck or just out through the mouth. And we're going to step the left foot forward just an inch. We're going to reach the right hand back for the back of your ankle, your calf, your thigh. And then you're going to bend the right knee a little as you peek up and under your left armpit. One more deep breath. And then nice and slow, let that go. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot forward an inch. And then reach under and around for your other leg. Come back through the middle. Lift your right leg. Step your right foot forward. Come up into warrior two. Spin your back heel down. Lift your chest and shoulders, arms open wide, side to side. Bend your knees. Sit your hips down. Deep breath. Keep your hips sitting low. Flip the front palm. Lean back, radiant warrior. Try to sit your hips towards the ground even as you open your chest. And then exhale, hands down around the front leg. Step back. Move things around. Switch sides however you want to. So you could come forward to plank and lower to your belly for a back bend. You could pause in down dog like I am or come to hands and knees. We're going to meet up with the left foot forward. Back heel spins down. Arms open wide to the side. Apologies for having my back to you camera people. See if you can relax your shoulders away from your ears. Try to keep your hips more over your shoulders, so not so much leaning over the front leg, but trying to stay more vertical. And then keep your hips sitting low. Flip the front palm. Lean back. Keep bending out through the front knee. One more deep breath. And then exhale. Hands come down. Step back. Take your vinyasa. Deep breath in. And big breath. One elbow at a time. Come down onto your forearms for a little dolphin forearm dog. And in this forearm dog, with a little bend in your knees, try to reach your shoulders back towards the tops of your legs more. Keep peeking forward just to give your back the reminder that this is a back bend when it starts to come closer to the elbows. If it feels okay to let your head hang, go ahead and do that, but try not to round the back. Keep reaching your armpits towards your thighs. You can walk your feet in as close to your elbows as you want. And when you're ready, come on down to child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. Arms either out in front of you or alongside you. Face mush on the floor. And then come on back up. We're going to bring the right leg forward. And we're going to bring both arms inside the front leg for a low lizard lunge. So in this low lizard lunge, if you come up onto your fingertips and lift your chest, you could sit your hips lower, and that'll stretch more of like the front of your back leg. That's one way you could do this. Another way is if you lift your hips and back your butt up, you'll find some space to lower your chest and shoulders down. And that'll be more like outer hip, low back. So you can kind of decide between this shape and this shape, which one feels better or which one you're more interested in. Or you could kind of move back and forth between those shapes. Couple more breaths. And then walk yourself up, come onto your fingertips, tuck the back toes, lift your knee, and walk yourself around. Pause in a wide leg forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Fingers, toes, and nose face the long edge of your mat. And then walk yourself up and around inside the other leg. So just spin to face the back of your mat here for the low lizard lunge facing this direction. Again, hips low, chest lifted, or hips lifted, chest lower will give you different sensations, different kind of awareness. You could kind of make it up and go somewhere in between if that's more where you're getting sensation and what your body is telling you it wants. So stay there for as long as you want. And we're going to walk ourselves back up and around to the long edge of the mat again. Come into another wide leg forward fold. This time maybe you'd like some speed skater stretch, bending one knee at a time and walking side to side. You might be interested in a twist, so keeping one hand down and lifting the other arm up. Try to stay even in your hips if you're taking that twist. Your hip might want to turn under. We'll keep it more rooted. And then switch sides if you took the twist, or if you're still in your speed skater stretch, you might want to pause in the middle for a few breaths. And then fold forward. Walk yourself back up and around your right leg, or whichever side you're walking towards. We're coming into pigeon. So you're going to walk your foot to the left and your knee to the right. You're going to scoot your back knee back. And see if you can bring your front knee wider than your front hip. So if your knee is way towards the middle of the mat, that'll like lean you to the side. And we want to be pretty square through the hips here, which feel free to grab a blanket under your bottom leg or a block or a bolster if you have one. You could stay upright here and bend the back knee for a quad stretch. So this might be a place that you experience some sensation and some stretch. Just like the low lizard lunge, that's more of the quad variation. And if you fold forward, it'll be more like low back, outer hip. And neither of them is better, but they do different things. So you can kind of feel into both and be like, oh yeah, I want more of this. Or like, hell no, that's not going to work for me. And then decide, maybe neither of these is the best pose for you. And you want to come into either a seated pigeon or pigeon on your back. is another option. So take your time. Stay for as long as you want in this pigeon. And then as you're ready, so like no rush to do it, we're going to press ourselves back up to either down dog or hands and knees for a few breaths. And then step your same foot forward so you can, or come up onto it if you were still kind of in that pigeon, and come into another wide leg forward fold. This time we'll take another twist. So if you walk your hands further forward, you can reach under your armpit for the opposite leg and kind of lean away from your arm and up under your shoulder. Get both sides. And then walk yourself around the front leg. We're coming into pigeon, the other leg forward. So you might want a totally different pigeon variation on this side, and that is okay. Feel free to do something totally different here, especially if it's offering you connection, whether the connection is just, whoa, I need a second, or maybe the connection is like, ooh, yeah, this is where I want to feel. Or if the connection is just like, I don't know, just being there and breathing. Take your time. We all got here at different times, so take yours to come out of pigeon. You might want to come back through another wide leg forward fold, or through one last downward facing dog. You could flow if you're feeling like coming to plank and lowering to the belly for a back bend. We're going to meet up on our backs, so however you want to get down onto the floor. You can lower yourself down. You could keep your knees bent with your feet on the floor, arms open wide. You could bring your feet together and your knees apart, or just let your legs come out in front of you. And just give yourself a few moments to breathe. And if you want to stay there in Shavasana, please don't move. And if you want to switch to a different video, maybe add some restorative or some gentle stretching or a guided meditation, help yourself. Or if you're ready, you can roll to one side and just take a few breaths there. And use your hands to help yourself up to an easy seated position. A couple of breaths. And thank you all so much for sharing this virtual practice with me today. I hope you're well. I hope you feel embodied a little bit more after you got your heart rate up and sort of paid attention to the different parts of you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see everyone soon. Have an awesome day.